Hey, welcome back, YouTube. So, this is part 4 in the series on the killing of Shan'ann and Celeste and Bella by Christopher Watt in Frederick, Colorado. So, Christopher Watt, age 34, is currently being charged with 3 counts of murder and tampering with evidence and illegal disposal of a body. They have not charged him with the death of 15-week-old baby, because Shan'ann was pregnant at the time. She was 15 weeks pregnant. They have not charged him with that yet, but they very well may before it gets to trial. So, he disposes of the bodies on his ex-employer's property, as we've all heard in the news so far. He was fired the day that, earlier in the morning, because of ongoing issues at his work. So Shan'ann's friend Nicole Atkins was the first one to report her missing. She said she dropped her off at 2 o'clock, and Shan'ann had an appointment later on that day to hear her baby's heart and to have some preliminary tests done to make sure the baby was healthy at that point and have a checkup. But she knew something was wrong when she didn't show up for her appointment, and she's the one that reported her missing within 12 hours of the actual time she dropped her off at 2 o'clock, and then when she reported her missing and police started investigating. That's I'm pretty sure that Chris didn't think that anyone was going to report her missing so quickly. So now to the update. These are actual quotes from people who were close to the investigation, but did not want to release their names in the case so far. So the police are currently investigating the alleged affair with a co-worker of Chris's, that Chris and this lady had an ongoing affair. And the police, this is someone who is close to the investigation but would not release their name. So said that she has come into the police department, has been answering our questions completely. The last time she came in, she was here for a couple of hours with her attorney, and she answered all of our questions that we had at the time, and said that she would be more than willing with her attorney to come back and answer questions if we have some in the future. A source close to the investigation said there is no evidence, and it doesn't hold water that Shan'ann actually killed both little girls. And that's what Chris, that was his alibi so far, is that he saw on a baby monitor she already choked and killed one kid, and she was doing it to the second one, so he snapped and then went and killed her. But the source close to the investigation says that there is zero evidence of that right now, that they are looking at only he did it, not her. So all those people out there, in the comment section who keep on saying, look, you're portraying her badly. No, I'm reporting what's in the news and then giving you my feedback on it. And for the lady who comments about my flag over and over again, I deleted all your posts, but I left a 1 up. I am not disgracing the flag. Innocent, proven innocent before guilty before innocence? No. None of that shit. No. Alright? You internet keyboard warriors. An ex-co-worker of Chris's reports that he confided him in July, making offhanded remarks of the following: I'm thinking about separating from my wife. If I don't, I'm going to end up in the Weld County Jail. These are quotes. Now this person is actually is currently talking with the police as well, and is helping in the investigation. That he said, my marriage is pretty much done for. It is in July. And apparently, according to this ex-coworker, these were on separate occasions that he made these statements to him. Chris's lawyers are currently not releasing any statements or investigating. They're not releasing any statements or releasing any information at all. Rightfully so. They have to try to find a way to try to get this guy something besides the electric chair. Police spokesman said, and the family of shan'ann's has reported that since this all hit the news back in the early part of last month, that over a dozen different fake Facebook accounts have been opened using photos that are readily available online right now that are being used in news stories as profile pictures and pictures on the actual Facebook accounts that report that they're either shan'ann's or they're Bella's or they're the two girls, Celeste and Bella's Facebook account. They were age 4 and 3, so I don't know why they need a Facebook account, but Facebook and the family, working with police, are getting these pages shut down. That these Facebook, this is journalism in America for you here, but these Facebook accounts have actually, in things that have been posted to them, have actually been quoted in the news. Yeah, they showed up on CNN, Fox News, and ABC. They're not the real accounts. They're all fake. Another thing is, according to county records, Chris and shan'ann were close to $480,000 in debt between their home mortgage, property taxes, association fees, and other tax debts that were owed. Business taxes for shan'ann and unpaid taxes that Chris had. What additional debts they had above that and beyond that, credit cards, auto loans, and stuff like that is not known at this time. It's not part of county records for Frederick. The next, as for the 10-month affair, the gentleman who went on headline news said that he had an affair with Chris for 10 months and that they broke it off right around July of last year. The police are currently speaking with this gentleman and trying to corroborate his statements to headline news and investigate the possibility if this affair really happened or if he's just making it up because he wants to join on the bandwagon of fame. So right now it's still out there if Chris was actually really having an extramarital affair with a man, and if he was a member of a swingers club, and all these other allegations that he made against Chris shortly after this all broke to light. All right, couple of myths. The police department in Frederick and the state patrol are not looking for a murder weapon. They are investigating the area where the bodies were disposed of, but they are not looking for a weapon. They believe all of them were, shan'ann, Bella, and Celeste were all strangled to death. They are not looking for a gun or a knife or anything else. Even preliminary autopsies say that they are all strangled. There is no other wounds. There are some defensive wounds on shan'ann, but not on the two girls. Understandable, they would be little, the human length of an arm, So, that's gonna be it for update right now. Back up, rewind that. Another thing that the police are currently looking at is, did shan'ann confide in a friend who used to live in Frederick, in their town with them, who moved away about a year ago about the state of her marriage. This friend is also cooperating with police, but she has moved to North Texas from Colorado. I guess it's how a lot of people who work in the oil industry, they work in one place and then they move off to another. But they are currently talking to her as well to see if, you know, Shan'ann had actually confided in her about her marriage, and if there's any leads that they can gather, or evidence they can gather from that. But so my view on the latest news with Christopher Watt's case and the investigation of his murder of his wife and two precious little girls. It's beyond sad. It's tragic that anything like this happened at all, ever. There are so many different ways to, you know, if he really was in debt and he truly did this, you know, I believe there's ways that, you know, he could have dealt with this, but he decided that, you know, everything spiraled out of control so fast. I don't think he planned it. I don't think it was a premeditation. But I mean, I'm just a bystander like you, watching from the outside, you know, and, you know, was there any warning signs? You know, I've seen the media speculate about, especially after Shannon's, Shan'ann's brother came out and said that, you know, he didn't like the fact that they moved from North Carolina to Colorado because he couldn't protect her. He wasn't meaning that he feared for her because, you know, of Chris, or he knew something, you know, like Chris was doing wrong. His actual, I've seen the complete interview, and it was taken out of context, and a lot of media ran with that. They're like, oh my God, there was something in the past, you know. There was no history of abuse, nothing that anybody, her friends, family, nobody knew about. Her closest friends in Frederick, Colorado, said there was never any abuse that they were aware of. That they were a happy family from the outside, you know, looking in. They never, her friend said that they may have, you know, had disagreements every now and then. Every married couple does. But it wasn't something that was going to foreshadow him eventually killing them all. No one can make that connection. And that's why we're trying to do it in our heads. We're trying to make that connection, try to figure out and understand, is there something that, you know, that should have been a warning sign with this family that we can then put forward and say, okay, this family of that we know here, you know, wherever we are in the world, maybe they have the same symptom, the same outward signs. It's all guess from us at this point, and we're trying to make that connection in here, make sense of it all. It's an extremely tragic case. Damn near brings me to tears just to have to do these videos. I can't fathom how anybody can hurt a child. I don't understand that. I can't wrap my head around that one part of it. Oh, all right. You stay safe out there, America.